We got the Kansas City Chiefs versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We can be quick with this one, David, because Tampa Bay has not yet played the Monday Night Football game as of the time of this recording. We record these on Monday mornings, just a reminder for the crowd. Kansas City coming off that big win yesterday against the Rams. The Raiders. The Raiders played a fantastic game, so although it was close or whatever, I know nationally they might be getting some heat about this and all that. Look, that was a hard-fought game. The Kansas City Chiefs offense, I thought was sharp. The defense, look, they gave up a lot of points, but you got to give credit, man. The Raiders played a really nice game there, and the Kansas City Chiefs got off the field when they needed to. Tampa Bay, this week is an enigma because, again, we haven't watched it yet, so we're going to see. I do like how Tampa Bay's defense matches up against Kansas City. This is more of just an intriguing matchup for me because I want to see how Kansas City. I think Tampa Bay's defense is elite, and they play well in the pass game and they play well in the run game. I want to see how Andy Reid attacks the defense, so I'm more intrigued by anything. Let me get to the fantasy football projections. Of course, you start Mahomes. Edwards-Helaire I was impressed by. He's still keeping Le'Veon Bell at bay. He's the more efficient running back, so I start him. Let's see here. Darrell Williams, by the way, he should not be on the field in the 2-minute drill, for crying out loud.
At any point.
You have Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell, and they have Darrell Williams in that game-winning drive on the field catching a pass. It's ridiculous to me, but whatever. Let's see here. Tyreek Hill, you start. We'll see if Sammy Watkins is back. Reports at this point saying that he probably will play. But either way, I'm going to stay away from the rest of the receivers for Kansas City because it's a roll of the dice, and I want to see what Watkins is going to do. I do like Watkins better moving forward, just not this week. Of course, Kelsey, you can start. Brady, I do believe, is a start. Ronald Jones will be a start, and this is all assuming that all the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that we're talking about here remain healthy through the Monday Night Football game. Godwin's a start. I do think maybe Antonio Brown kind of breaks through in this Kansas City Chiefs game. Again, we don't know what he did against the Rams. And then at tight end, I'm kind of starting Gronkowski every week now. I think he's getting enough targets, enough red zone looks to be warranted every single week. Take it away, David.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm glad to have Sammy Watkins back just so we can just never have to say Mecole Hardman's name ever again.
Yeah, I know.
Because, the past couple of weeks, we finally start getting a little bit of reason for optimism, start seeing a higher snap count, putting together a couple of decent fantasy performances this past week coming out of the bye. Not only was he outsnapped by Demarcus Robinson, he was outsnapped by Byron Pringle. The chip man. Outsnapped by the chip man. That's not good. That's not good, guys.
Baked chips, not oily chips. They don't leave the residue. Byron Pringle.
Either way, it's not good. I prefer Pringles to regular chips, for the record.
Me too.
Especially the sour cream and onion. Those are delicious. That's probably the best sour cream and onion brand of any chip is the Pringles.
There you go.
And that's not up for debate.
Call that free advertising. Free advertising for Pringles.
I know, Pringles. Come give us a sponsorship. Don't you hear this? Anyways, forget about Mecole Hardman. Drop him. There's just nothing to be excited about for him. The Kansas City Chiefs is pretty clear. You start Tyreek Hill, you start Travis Kelce, and now it's becoming, I would say, clear. Start Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We were concerned, obviously, and
we were. Yeah.
Reason for concern the past 3 games with Le'Veon Bell. Didn't see 10 rushing attempts in any of those 3 games with Bell, but this past week, 14 rushing attempts, 2 rushing touchdowns. This is a team that's going to continue to score touchdowns. Probably going to start leaning on the run a little bit more as the weather starts to get a little bit colder. So CEH, he's still a must start basically every week regardless of matchup.
Let me hit you with the line here. We got Kansas City minus 2.5 on the road versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who we are assuming are fully healthy after the Monday night game.
2.5? I feel like every time I pick the Chiefs, they don't cover the spread this year. But then again, I feel like I've also been picking some of their bigger spreads, like the 13 and the 8 against the Raiders. So I'm going to take them because it's a smaller spread, but I don't feel great picking this game because the Chiefs have underwhelmed during the regular season this year.
I'm staying away from this one. David, one of my rules is I don't bet against, or usually one of my rules is I bet on Patrick Mahomes if the line is under 7 because of the Kansas City Chiefs offense. I don't like the way the personnel matches up against the personnel of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think this is a tough matchup game for them. I actually think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to quote unquote upset the Kansas City Chiefs at home.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, for pick's sake, I'm going to take Tampa Bay here, but I'm not betting on this. I will be watching with interest because, and this is one of those games where Kansas City. it's going to be a challenge for them. So this whole team is going to be ready to test themselves. And when Kansas City is ready at that level, they tend to, run through teams. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, pass through teams, I guess, right? But it's going to be an interesting one. We'll just leave it at that. Last game to really kind of dig into